esteemed facilitator here, thank you for coming. All our invited guests who have considered it wonderful to register in today's webinar. I want to welcome everyone, both ladies and gentlemen. I also want to say a welcome to even ICAN that has ensured that this is happening today. So distinguished fellows and members of our great institute and all that is here, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to this important webinar organized by the Entrepreneurship Development Committee of our noble institute, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAN. It is a delight to see and to experience that we have a lot of participation here today as we gather to explore a topic that is both timely and transformational. And what's this topic that we're discussing today? We're here to discuss, to listen, to engage on the topic titled How Accountants Can Thrive in the Age of AI and Data Analytics. The world around us is evolving at an unprecedented pace. Emerging technologies, particularly artificial intelligence and data analytics, are reshaping the way businesses operate, how decisions are made, and importantly, the role of a professional accountant. As custodians of financial integrity and strategic insights, we must continuously adapt and we must continuously innovate and strengthen our competencies to remain relevant and impactful. Today's session has been thoughtfully curated to guide us through this process. For some of us, it's a transitional process, and some of us were already comfortable with it. So for those who are comfortable, of course, you'll also get more strengthened in this process. Our focus is not mainly on understanding technological change, but on seizing the opportunities it presents. And that can help us to become entrepreneurs in whatever areas that we want to launch into. With enhanced analytical skills, digital literacy, and forward-thinking approaches, accountants can elevate their contributions to governance, transparency, entrepreneurial growth, and national development. I want to specifically appreciate our distinguished speaker who will be listening to shortly, Mrs. Adebola O.A. Udeyemi, FCA, for accepting our invitation to share her expertise with us today. Her wealth of knowledge and practical insights will undoubtedly enrich our professional journeys. To all participants who are here this morning, I encourage you to engage actively, ask questions, share experiences, and embrace the learning that this session offers. Of course, you know that at the end of this session, when Mrs. Adebola finishes, when she shares her own expertise with us, we have the question and answer floor will be open, and we can have even more elaborate and more robust discussions following her presentation to us. It is through conversations like this that we equip ourselves to lead with confidence in an AI-driven world. Please, on behalf of Entrepreneurship Development Committee and the board members who are all here, I warmly welcome you and I thank you for joining us, while I also wish us all a fruitful and enlightening webinar. You are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, for that beautiful welcome address. So the chairman has told us that the only thing that is permanent is change. We must move with times, so do not be left behind. Before we go into the session proper, I want to make a few announcements. As at now, we have 506 participants on this webinar. So with time, we are going to move some of us to the YouTube from the Zoom platform. Next time the Zoom platform is filled up, we are moving you to the YouTube. So we are going to be sharing on the screen the link for those who want to move from Zoom to the YouTube. Then later on in the day, we are going to be having a questions and answers session. So we advise members who have questions for the resource person to put their questions on.
Okay, so let me we'll have to connect back to the secretariat. I'll let the secretariat know that we can't hear them. Please hold on, participants. Be patient.
Sorry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I had a network challenge. So I was giving the citation of our resource person, Madam Odebola A. Odeyemi, FCA CMC. Madam Odeyemi is a seasoned business consultant, data and AI strategy facilitator, and chartered accountant with over a decade of experience driving digital transformation across finance, business, and public sector environments. She is the lead consultant at GEM3A Solutions and a key faculty member at AJ Silicon, where she supports professionals in combining financial expertise with data analytics, artificial intelligence, and emerging technologies. She has trained hundreds of finance and business professionals across Africa, delivering practical, real-world insight grounded in regulatory expectations and forward-looking business strategy. Adebola is also a passionate mentor, the founder of Kia Mentorship, and a recognized contributor to professional development initiatives through platforms such as Tony Elumelu Foundation, the Ment-A Network, and the Wimbeans. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with this, let me invite Mr. Adebola, Madam Adebola Odeyemi, FCA, CMC, to do our presentation. Madam, you are welcome on board.
Thank you, sir. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Loud, you're audible, ma'am. Loud and clear.
Right. Thank you so much. It's my honor and privilege to be here today. And Joe, I'm seeing that my network is showing unstable. That is not stable. So I'll be on and off. I mean my video. So I think I can just put it off so that we can get started to avoid any interruption. Okay, so good morning, dear distinguished professional colleagues, the fellows in the house, the associates, and Let me also greet specially our dear chairman of the Entrepreneurship Committee. It's my pleasure and honor to be here, and I'm not taking this for granted at all. And okay, so before I start, I want to ask an honest question, right? Because I see that the thing is how accountants can thrive in the era of data and AI. And that means that we've been comfortable with something because there is missing phrase in that thing, and that is beyond spreadsheets. I guess maybe it was omitted deliberately. So how many of us here still feel very comfortable with Excel? Like you understand it so well that you feel if you're not using Excel, you are nowhere. Can I see, is there a way we can give that response? Okay, okay, I'm saying thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, so how many of us still feel slightly uncomfortable when you hear about AI, data analytics, or automation? Anyone? Anyone feel slightly uncomfortable? Not 100% uncomfortable, but you feel uncomfortable when you hear AI, data analytics, technology evolving. Okay. So this thumbs up, does it mean it's a yes or a no? Okay. I'm trying to interpret the emojis. Okay. Okay, so that means that thumbs up means that we feel uncomfortable. Anyway, if that is you, you're not behind. And I would say that you are just on a transition point. And today's conversation is not it's not about how accountants are going to be replaced, but how we can position ourselves. Because in this age of AI and data, the most valuable professionals are not those who work harder, right? But those who work smart, those who work faster, and leverage technology to do some insightful works. So if you would remember only one thing from today's session, I want you to have it at the back of your mind that AI would not replace you as an accountant. You can say that to yourself that AI would not replace me, but accountants who understand AI will replace you. Yes, I'll repeat that again. AI is not going to replace any accountant, but accountants that have understood how to leverage and harness the power of AI will replace those who don't. And so, oh, apologies. Let me share my screen. I was already talking. I didn't know that my slide is not on. So please, one minute. Okay, so I do not have the right to share. Can you? Okay, I can share now. Um, okay. Okay, so we're looking at beyond spreadsheets, how accountants can thrive in the age of AI and data analytics. So now I've asked one question, I'm going to ask another one here. You know, for many of us, Excel has always been the backbone of our professional job. But the question today, it is not can you use Excel or can you use spreadsheets? But the question is, can you turn data into insights? Can you turn data into strategic advice? And you know, what we do as accountants is that when we are giving information, we're quick to say, okay, this company is making profits, they're running at a loss. We just give a very vague response or report, and that puts them on their toes. Some of them are so uncomfortable with the kind of feedback that we give them. But if only we'll just take it a deep further to explain details about why they are running at a loss or why they are making profits. And what may be making them that profit, they may not even understand. So that is the fundamental shift that we're going to be examining today. How can we move from efficiency to intelligence? How can we move from reporting to strategic partnership? So now, you would all agree with me that now the accounting profession is shaking. Some people are feeling like, okay, accounting, will it be relevant by 2030? Do you think accounting will be relevant? Let me see. I'll just try to use the chat box. Please, I want it to be very interactive as much as possible. So do you think accounting profession will be relevant by 2030? Okay, so I don't understand the thumbs up. It's not giving me what I want. Yes. So thumbs up means yes. Okay, that it should be relevant. So I feel like asking another question to say, how relevant do you think it will be? Do you think that you're going to see roles like financial accountant or financial reporter, or I'm sorry, reporting accountant, among many other things? What are the kind of roles that you think we'll be seeing come 2030 for accountants? What do you think are the roles that we'll be seeing? Anybody can use the chat box to communicate that with us. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, I'm reading through the chat. Okay, fin analyst. Okay, any more? Fintech accountants. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. So now, thank you, reporting accountants. I'm not sure about reporting accountants. It should be relevant in the area of business intelligence. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that. So, like I said, this conversation is not a technology conversation. We're not talking about coding. We're just discussing how we can survive as professionals. Yes, strategic financial advisor. Thank you. Thank you. So the work environment has changed, right? Now, the accounting profession is at an inflection point, meaning that we're reflecting on all that has happened in the past, what is happening now, and what will happen in the future. And it's based on these three things. Automation is accelerating very fast. AI is embedded into everything that we do in our day-to-day life. AI, you find AI there, right? Then clients want insight. They want more than the ordinary report that you're giving. Reports alone no longer satisfy their needs. They're asking more questions. And at times they are even confused. They don't even know the questions to ask. So it's your role as an accountant to give them what they want without being asked or without being told. So that is what we're looking at. Imagine AI. Everybody now use ChatGPT, whether we're using it well enough or not. AI is embedded in everything that we do. It's helping us to understand, it's providing us with new capabilities. And all of those new capabilities also require that we gain new skills. Like I said, our clients are demanding more than just report. They want insights that will help them to make better decisions. So for us as accountants, we need to adapt to all of these changes so that we can stay relevant and be able to provide value to our clients. Okay, so let's move. Okay, my slide is static. Okay, my slide is not okay. Okay, so now, like I said earlier on, that Excel is no longer a competitive advantage for us. It's no longer a competitive advantage. And I'm sure that if we should do like a statistics now in this room to ask how many of us are still using Excel, I would see like almost 70%. And if we go further to say how many of us using Excel are power users. When I mean power users, you are advanced users of Excel, maybe very few people, right? Because the truth is that Excel spreadsheets, they are the same thing. They are made us to be very efficient, but they do not give us insight. We're just working with the numbers. They basically answer the question of what happened. But our management, the stakeholders, the clients that we work with, they're asking further questions. Why did this happen? What will happen next? What can we do differently so that we can get better with our profits or so that we can reduce our costs? So all of these questions require analytics and not just tables that we get with the spreadsheets. And so we'll be looking at the limitation of Excel. Excel, yeah, when I mention Excel, I'm also talking about spreadsheets. And that is not to say that it is not good. It is very good, right? But they have their limitations. They are static and backward looking, meaning that you will struggle to scale all of the growing data volumes at times. And again, it is limited in volume. I think Excel has just 1 million and something, some figures, right? And some digits. So that means that you can't use it for big data. You can't use it to analyze big data. And that is where data analytics comes into play. So you will require a lot of, and again, you will require a lot of every manual efforts before you can be able to get something strategic from that information. So many managers today, they are asking forward-looking questions. Like I said, why did this thing happen? What will happen next if we don't do the needful, right? And for us to answer all of these questions, we need more than tables. We need analytical abilities, capabilities that Excel cannot provide for us. So now we are shifting. There is a gradual shift. Now, before now, I would say like 10 years ago, we are recognized as bookkeepers. So when somebody tells you that they need an accountant, they don't necessarily need an accountant. They probably need an account officer, or they probably need a bookkeeper, because by the time you ask them, okay, what would you want to do? Say, I just want someone to help me keep my records. I don't have a good accounting system, or they just give you very, very vague definition of what they want an accountant to do. But our role has shifted. Our role has evolved over time, because all of those regular record keeping, reporting, there are a lot of AI tools that can do that for us. So now there is a shift, identity shift for us, from being seen as a record keeper to insight partners. So yesterday, when I mean yesterday, some years back, bookkeeping, reporting, we're doing that, before now you hear today is 4th, right? Some people will still be in month-end reconciliation that can take 5 to 10 days, working days, to get it resolved. Now all of those things are no longer what we need to be saying. They are no longer what we should be doing, because we can leverage the power of AI to do all of those things for us, right? Compliance focus, there are a number of things, and truth be told, even our Nigerian system now, the federal government has even harnessed the power of technology to bring us to that space. Now, this era, we're talking about Nigerian tax reforms, e-invoicing, to mention a few. So now nobody will come after you. They're just going to be using the information at their disposal to send you a mail or to send you a message to say you are owing X amount of money, and you'll be wondering why. So we do not need any tax officer or any tax consultant or any tax preparer to help you put all of those things together. It's now automated. Today, accountants are data interpreters. We're more focused on analysis, right? We're more focused on advising based on the figures that the AI has generated. That is what we are currently seen to be doing today, or that is what most of us are doing right now. Because I asked us again in the room to say, how many of us have ERP or accounting softwares that have embedded here? I'm sure that virtually everybody will say yes. So that means no one is now looking at the source documents to impute it into the system. All of those things is now automated, because we have automated invoices, automated payment receipt, among many other things, right? So today we are seen as data interpreters, we are seen as analysts, we are seen as advisors. But tomorrow, which is our future, which could be in a year's time, which could be in 2 years' time, will now be seen as strategic intelligence advisor, or let me say business intelligence advisors, strategic advisors. So there's a difference between being seen as an advisor, or now being seen as a strategic advisor. So we'll now be more focused on how we can provide strategic insights for our clients or stakeholders. So, and it's only going to be those that will, let me say, so it's going to be those that remain stuck, that refuse to change, that will struggle. It's not everybody. Everybody is not going to struggle that, okay, how do I do this? Because from now on, you should be seeing the footprints, you should be seeing the trends, and also developing yourself in that line. So only those that would really move with the trend. When I mean the trend, the AI, everything is happening now, the evolution of technology, moving with it is what would put us in that space, right? So What does it mean? What does beyond spreadsheet? What does it mean? Beyond spreadsheet. It means that, and that does not mean, okay, so there's something I want to say, so I'll hold on to that statement for now. So beyond spreadsheets doesn't mean that we are abandoning all of our accounting principles and standards. No, it means that we're using technology to leverage our thinking. And I'm going to give us examples as we move on. Now, AI can handle all of the repetitive things that we do, all of the mundane tasks. Imagine someone saying as an account officer, or let me say, there's nothing like, we used to have a cleric officer, yeah, in time past. Now, I don't think there's anything of such. We used to have account clerk in time past. All of those jobs have been totally erased. They were just erased without anybody noticing, right? Except those that did not grow themselves at that level. Maybe those people would have been out of job before realizing that, oh, reality has caught up with me. So now AI handles all of the repetitive tasks, while data analytics will reveal the pattern. What you just need to do as an accountant is to bring the judgment. Now use your human intelligence to analyze that information, bring out the judgment, look at the ethical implication of whatever information that is at your disposal, and also put a context to it. And when I mean context, I mean relating it to the business domain or the industry where that report is based on. So the goal is not to replace the accountants, but rather to amplify our strategic impact. So now we are meant to be asking questions, ask better questions. You want to frame the problem well enough to reveal the insight. What is wrong? So now the key is that using AI and data analytics, all of those repetitive tasks, all of those mundane activities, they are out of the way. So we should be asking, like I said, asking the better questions so that the problem is uncovered and solutions are provided. Then we're also going to be using data analytics to explain why. Why did it happen? Why this number? What is the issue behind the numbers? And at the end of the day, you're leveraging AI for judgments. Why? Because you can plug in your data into any of the AI tools or machine learning algorithm to provide more insight, deep insight that humans may not see. So we're just augmenting artificial intelligence, machine learning, among many other evolving technology to help us understand that, okay, this thing, I see a loss here. I see a market low response to market value, or our customers not coming back, many problems like that. So you want to use AI to augment the decision that you will be making or that you will be profiling to your clients. And at the same time, making sure that we are very ethical in carrying out assignments. And the truth is, like I said, AI is there already. It is not coming. So if anybody still thinks that AI is coming, no, AI is not coming. It's already with us. And I believe that we can all agree to that. It's better in everything that we do. So the risk as of today is not the AI itself, but the risk is for us as professionals using it blindly, not really taking your time to understand what can ChatGPT actually do for me. What can Gemini actually do for me? And that's just mentioning the Google related search engine that AI has bringing. But there are more deeper, sophisticated AI tools that we can leverage to do our job for us and make life more easy for us, right? But many of us are still ignoring it completely, saying that AI is going to make me lazy. I don't know. AI cannot make anybody lazy, except you just want to be lazy. So accounting software now use AI for their automated transactions. They use it for their categorization. They use it for reconciliation, for data entry, so that it will reduce manual workload. And they can save time and money. They can save resources. AI assisted reporting. With that, you can generate financial reports. In a jiffy, you can identify key insights automatically. And now also with the AI algorithm, and all of these things, excuse me, the truth is, with AI still needs us as humans before it can function appropriately. Because for every data that you have fed into your AI tool, you still need to review it thoroughly to see that, okay, is it good or not? There are many things there. We'll be looking at that under the ethics. Some of us can be very biased in the kind of information that we are feeding into the AI tool that we're working with. So that is another thing where, and that is where the AI algorithm comes to play. So it will help us to flag some unusual transactions, any potential error, so that we can review it. And that way, it's helping us to prevent any form of any form of fraud detection as it were. So now, AI is gradually, it's not gradually, I think it's accelerating, exponentially accelerating globally. Imagine 78% of global companies are already using AI in some capacities, right? And imagine if 78% of companies are already using AI. The question that we should be asking ourselves is not if you are prepared, it is how prepared are you? This statistic already tell us that AI is no longer experimental. So if any one of us is still trying to experiment, or if there are some firms here that are still trying to experiment, let me see how I can use AI, or let me, if you are still trying to play smart or play safe with AI, you're not getting it. So this statistics here is verified and confirmed even from McKinsey Global Survey on AI, and you can check that on Statistica. So now this shows us that the high adoption rate is telling us that as professionals, we need to start leveraging AI already, because those professionals that are not leveraging AI, they will soon fall behind the curve. You will just realize that you get to the office on Monday morning and they are giving you a notice of 2 weeks or 1 month. To resign, and you're asking economic situation of the country and of that resignation, of the reason why you were, but we'll get to that. So now the real skill gap, the interest is that everybody knows. So this slide is just to help us highlight the disconnect between accounting professionals, their high interest on AI or in AI, as the case may be, and the lack of structured training, or let me say the lack of organizational investment in upskilling. While there is this significant curiosity about AI among us as accountants, many of us still feel stuck, probably due to limited availability of formal training, or I don't know, limited formal resources. And I think all of those things are just excuses, if you ask me, because now there is information overload. And the best university that I can recommend for anybody, where you will not be charged, they will not even ask you questions. Can anybody guess that university that is accessible for everybody? Let me go to the chat box again. Can you guess that university? I'm in the chat box. I can't see any response. Who knows that university? Thank you. YouTube. Thank you. That is it. That's the best university. It's not internet, oh, YouTube. YouTube. Internet, you can get lost on the internet. But with YouTube, if you are very intentional, under 3 months, you will come out a different person. So yes, the challenge is, like I said, high curiosity about AI, and many of us are just paying unnecessary attention to AI is going to take my job. AI is going to take my job. How about you positioning yourself as that person that AI cannot replace, regardless of how the trend is moving? Yes, I also know that there are organizations that are not investing in their staff to train them enough, probably because they feel like the cost will be too much on them, or maybe there are low structured trainings around. And I think that this is also, yeah, I would not say it's a clarion call for ICAN, right? Because I know some people will say, okay, ICAN does not, they're not giving us enough platform. At least that's our professional body, but we can do better, right? We can do better in that space. So to address this, organizations, firms that are listening to me, or representative of firms, you may just need to prioritize upskilling initiatives, provide more opportunities for your accounting teams to build AI-related capabilities. And it is a beautiful space. It's very interesting and exciting. So if we can close this gap of upscaling as an individual, as a team lead, or as an organizational lead, then professionals will have that confidence and the skill they need to leverage AI and any other emerging technologies that may be coming maybe tomorrow or tonight. So the key here for us is that we should foster a culture of continuous learning and development. Support that with strategic investments in training. You don't want to, for me as a person, I don't want to go into my story. It has been, I'm a self-taught learner, and that is the truth. I've not had the opportunity to be trained in an organization where they will send me on a training. I have all that I have acquired today to the glory of God. I've been self-taught. Or I say, and understood artificial intelligence as far as tracing in 2020. When there is this guy from America, Thomas Free, Frey. He's an AI futurist. I heard a lot of innovations I spoke about that we have not even scratched yet. And I'm so curious, like, and that is one thing for you to see a thriving accountant, you need to be curious, you need to be hungry for knowledge. And it's not because you want to impress anybody, you just want to be a better person for yourself first, right? Before any other thing. So I just want to chip that in. And that program, 2019, I paid everything for it. I paid almost
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think our facilitator is having some challenge with our network. So we'll be back very soon. So we'll call her.
So, well, isn't it make it privilege? So while we wait for her to come in, let's while we are waiting, I guess we can just recap a few things that our facilitator has said so far. She's told us that we find AI every day in our lives. AI, it's
Madam
part of
Chairman,
our
I think
lives.
she's back, ma.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, welcome back.
Madam Adebola, you are welcome back, ma. Madam Chairman, maybe you can continue with your review in the interim. Chairman, ma.
Okay, thank you. So while we wait for her to come back, let's keep ourselves busy. The more we talk about it, the more it becomes a part and a parcel of us. So let's just give ourselves some refresher on what we've heard from her so far. So she's giving us a good news this morning. And what's the good news? AI will not replace accountants. But what AI will do is accountants with the knowledge of AI will replace accountants without the knowledge of AI. So it's important for us to build our understanding, our capacity on AI knowledge, and how to use it on our day-to-day activities as professional accountants. Our day-to-day life, we find AI in our day-to-day lives. You find AI all around you. Everybody wants you to tell them something, to give them an analytics on the results. Yes, the books have been kept. Someone says they want an accountant, but really what they actually want is someone who is doing a bookkeeping for them. Beyond bookkeeping, beyond recording the numbers, what happens? Who gives them the analytics? AI can do that for them, but again, do they truly understand all that AI has told them? So an accountant is still required. So accountants who have the knowledge of AI will be the ones replacing those without the knowledge of AI. These are powerful quotes that we have heard Mrs. Adebola give us so far. So we as accountants, because our session is being powered by the Entrepreneurship Development Committee. Our objective here is to develop entrepreneurship skills in each and every one of us as who is interested. And that's why the Institute is also not charging us for this session. The intention of the Institute is to make sure that every professional accountant of the Institute is able to move on in the world without being, you don't have to wait to be employed by anyone. You should be able to also drive your own successes with the capacity that you have built as a member of ICAN. So that is why we've come up with this very, very important topic here. As an accountant, your role is to be able to ensure that your stakeholders, you can answer all the questions of a stakeholder with the AI, using the AI advantage that AI gives each and every one of us. Your clients are able to use ChatGPT, they're able to use co-pilots and all manner of AI tools that is available to them to do all the analytics that they want to do. But how does the accountant also come in? You should be able to, as an accountant, even use it better for your numbers. Your clients, employers, or whoever our clients are, they want insights that will help them make better decisions. So AI they go into the ChatGPT and all other tools that are available, and they get answers. But the accountant, as a professional accountant, you give them more answers than they can really get on the surface of AI tool. So our ability to be able to use AI properly to answer our clients and our many stakeholders the numerous questions, insights that they want, analytics that they want is very important. That's what the session it's all about. This knowledge is being brought forth for you and I so that we can make better decisions. We can guide whoever wants answers from us. We can guide them better. We can take these answers to their doorsteps. Stakeholders will always require analytics, and you and I are meant to step into that position and provide them those analytical answers that they require. So forward-looking questions will always come up. After all the book has been kept, after all the records have been kept, forward-looking questions will always come up. Are you positioned? Where are you positioned? Have you built the capacity to answer these forward-looking questions? We need all those working tools to analyze the results that we get from the numbers every day. Now, before she went off, she was talking about the real skill gap interests. the real skill gap. What is actually the real gap that we find? Everyone has an interest in knowing what the analytics will give today, but then what investments are you making? The investment is low. The real thing is that interest is real. The interest of people in AI, in building AI capacity is real. Oh, so you can't hear from your end.
I can hear you,
Secretary,
ma'am.
please, can you hear me?
We are hearing you. You are clear, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so that means that if you cannot hear me as a participant, then since some people are hearing me, it means that you may have to go out and come back again, or you may have to change your position so that you can have better network to hear. So these are the things that try one or two changes in your location, in your device, in your network, so that you can hear. Thank you. So many people can hear me. So if you can't hear me, it's now internalized for you. That is all about AI. AI, the social media, and we just need to learn how to be on top of all situations. Secretariat, please help us call our wonderful facilitator so that we are missing her, but we're talking here and we're trying to fill in the gap while she comes in. Again, the real skill gap.
I've spoken with her, ma. She's getting up. Our network is getting up again, but she has not yet joined.
Okay, that's fine. So your interest is real. If your interest is not real, you will not be here. Today we have more than 500 participants here. Some are on YouTube and they're all listening to us this morning. We're enjoying ourselves. We're all interested, but are you making the necessary investments? Here, it's a free webinar. We're only going to be here with you for 2 hours, but to build the capacity, you need more than 2 hours. You need to make more investments. You need to learn at the primary level of AI capacity building. You need to also go to the secondary level of AI capacity building. Sometimes you need to pay money for it. You're not paying money in this session, but there are times when you need to also pay money so that you can build capacity. That's knowledge, that skill building is important. All your interests without any investments or little investments will not get you to where you need to be in the world. The world is driven by AI today. And so what are you doing to strive in this world that AI is driving? It is clear, it is obvious. None of us can deny the power of AI today in the world, in the jobs that we do. And here today we're building insights as accountants on how accountants can thrive in the age of AI and data analytics. So where she is, where we've stopped and hearing our facilitator is that our interest is real, but our investment is low. So try and fix
Madam
that.
Chairman.
Fix that. Yeah, she's back.
Madam Chairman, she is back.
Yes.
So, Madam Adibola, you can unmute and continue, ma'am.
Yes, I'm back. I had to use another device.
Thank
I had
you.
to use another device to join. I don't know. My laptop Zoom just. So now I'm trying to get my slides. I may not be able to share slides, but as soon as it's up, I'll continue to share. I'm using my phone, my
Did you
tab.
share it with us? Did you share it with us in ICAN? Did you share your slides ahead of time?
Okay, I'll share. I'll just share with.
Okay.
Let me share with
Yes.
Mr. Agusu so that he can project.
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay.
Yes, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Sending is kind of slow. I don't know. But I've sent it to him. I'm also trying to bring it up here so that I'm able to use it. Okay, so while he's receiving it, let me see. Okay, it's still loading. So let me just continue talking while while he gets the slide. And I think I was talking about the adoption, AI adoption. Please, can you hear me? Okay, I need to use my.
You are loud and clear, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so I was talking about the skill gap, and I was trying to share a story, but maybe we'll leave that story for another time. So now let's quickly. So Mr. Agoso, you should receive it now. You should receive it now, and
not yet, but please you can continue.
okay. I also have it too, so let me see if I can share.
Okay, see.
Okay. Okay, so if you can see it, let's have view so that I'm able to, so that my thoughts can flow properly. Apologies for that. Network, we don't have power over network. Despite the fact that I have 3 devices, 3 internet providers here, they still decide to show me. Are you there or I continue?
Please continue. The slide will come up shortly.
Okay, so we're talking about AI in accounting. And now it's like a major economic shift for us because now the AI market, or let me say the AI accounting market, is experiencing like an exponential growth. Now we're transforming from a niche technology to a fundamental business tool. And what do I mean by that? You know, for me as a person, I'm first seen as a chartered accountant, but I have evolved. Right now, I would say that I'm a digital transformation coach, right? And that does not remove my place as a chartered accountant because my skill is still relevant. It's still relevant in the digital world, right? It's still relevant in all of the digital trends. So imagine yourself as an accountant and you understand data analytics so well. It means that you're not going to be limited in you can work any organization, any industry, as long as you have a bit of background about that space. And I mean the business domain. Yes, the slide will come up shortly. The slide will come up. So if you look at, there's a graph that I would have shown us. That's why I'm trying to wait for the slide. I really need that information. Okay, let's see if I can do. Okay. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Should be able to. Okay, it's up. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Just move to just move AI in accounting. That's where we are. AI in accounting. A major, yeah, thank you. Okay, so like I was saying now, if you look at this diagram very well, it represents like a complete reimagining of how accounting services is helping to create value. Just look at the market. This is like the market, and this report, like I said, this statistics is verifiable. It shows that the AI accounting market is experiencing an exponential growth. Imagine 2024, what we have in 2024. Now imagine what's going to happen even in 2030. And this is a projection that by 2033, the market is expected to grow from $4.8 billion
And this was as at 2024, right? I'm sure that if they review it maybe in the next few weeks or months, it will make more sense than what we're seeing right now. So the market was projected to grow from $4.8 billion in 2024 to $97 billion. That's a massive increase, if you ask me. And this rapid growth just tells us something, that the future of accounting, the kind of value that is being expected in that place, the kind of opportunities that we should look out for, and the kind of income that we can get. It's just telling us where we need to focus our attention to. And I want to believe that we all understand that. Please, next slide. Next slide. So now you can see already, as we said, AI is in everything that we do. It's embedded in all of the things, all of the tools that we use every day. So I facilitated a training that ended on Monday. It was about digital leadership. And there was an energizer that we had to do before we get started. And I asked everyone in the room, can you tell me, or can you write down all of the digital touch points that you have encountered from the time you woke up from bed up to the time that they entered the classroom, the training room? And it was surprising that some people had up to 10. And I'm talking about, depending on the time that they wake up, maybe they wake up 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Some of them have been able to use 10 apps. And all of these apps are automated. Talk about the alarm, talk about Alexa or Siri, depending on the one you're using. Talk about the mobile apps. Talk about AI, the kind of news that you listen to or that you watch from your devices. Just to mention a few. It means that technology is already infused in our system, whether we like it or not. Now imagine ourselves as accountants. AI is already embedded in everything. And I'm sure that some of us would have, if you use Microsoft 365, you will realize that on the web version, even on the MS 365 Excel, you will now see analyze data. It's a new feature that you would not see that on the regular Excel window, but you will see it on the Microsoft 365 for those that use it very well. With that tool, with that feature, it reduces the way you would need to rack your brain or try to think. And that is not to say that critical thinking is out of the place. No, but time that you would have spent trying to think about things that may not really be necessary, AI has done all of the work for you. So, like I said, we just need to harness this power, harness these tools rather. We have ChatGPT, we have Copilot. Many organizations are now using Copilot for their job. And the question we will ask is, how are they doing their data? How are they protecting their data? Anonymization, right? So you can use ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Cloudy.ai, Copilot to draft your reports. It does the analysis summary for you. You don't need to start thinking. And there are some things that we may not even get in 1 hour when we are actually reflecting on the report or analysis that we're working on. But with the power of AI, you do all of that within seconds, right? Even our professional in the way we communicate, even till now, some people still believe, and I don't even think it should be a general belief anymore, that accountants does not understand English. They believe that we don't know how to speak good English or that we don't know how to write good English. Yes, it may be true, but why should you rub your inefficiency in people's face when you can leverage the power of AI? Even if you don't like to type, just give ChatGPT an idea of what you want to write about. Give it context. Give it the task, what you want it to do for you, and leave all of the grammar to AI or to ChatGPT to do for you. So now we can communicate better with AI assistance. There is Power BI, there is Tableau, right? All of that helps us with trend analysis, interactive dashboards, real-time business intelligence. That would not everybody wants to read 20 pages. Management don't want to, they don't even have that luxury of time to read 20 pages of reports. No, they don't have the time. Just show them a snapshot in form of a visual dashboard, and they can see the trend, they can see the movement, they can see the department that is working, they can see the product that is doing well in the market, they can identify the cost centers, right? Then we also have accounting software, and this means that most of all of the softwares that we have, the Oracle, the peach trees, they have now embedded AI. AI have been infused into their modules and functionalities. And that makes it easy to do your anomaly detection, automated reconciliation, be it bank reconciliation or customer reconciliation, or you want to understand why some figures are not aligning, or what we call intelligent error flagging. Then we also have forecasting tools. There are also many. We can do scenario planning, predictive modeling. All of this use artificial intelligence and machine learning. There is also strategic financial projections. So AI is already in our environment. We just, whether we acknowledge it or not, it has come to stay. So again, the risk is not AI. What is risk is you and I using it blindly or ignoring it completely. And it is not replacing your role. You just need to be there to guide it, to supervise it, to validate whatever it is saying, so that at the end of the day, you would not say it's what ChatGPT gave me. And because ChatGPT already have a caveat emptor at the footer of their website, ChatGPT can make mistakes. So that has already exonerated whoever developed the application. So it's now for you, the onus and the responsibility lies on your ethical skill or your ethical strength to do the needful with whatever information that you get with it. Next slide. Next slide. Data analytics, the real game changer. Why is it the real game changer? We are data custodian, or some call us financial custodian as accountants. That means we work with numbers. What is number? What is data? Data is information and raw facts, right? So that is data. So now analytics is either you are analyzing or you are making sense of the analysis that you have done. So that's the analytical part. So what analytics does is greater, is best than spreadsheets. So analytics is a very powerful tool that can do much more than any traditional spreadsheet that you can think of. It can handle large data sets. It can handle messy data sets with ease, and that will allow you to scale your analysis. So it means that if you are a power user, or let me say, if you are a good data analyst, within 2 hours, they can give you can work on any data sets, and I mean dirty data sets. And for the purpose of those that already are in that space, there is a site called Kaggle.com, Kaggle. You can go there to practice. So I hear people say, I have learned data analysis. I don't know where to practice. I don't know where to use it or leverage my own knowledge or leverage my training. You should go to Kaggle.com, and you will see a lot of data sets, whether it is sports related or consulting related or manufacturing, any industry, football, sports. You can get any kind of data that you want. You find it there, right? It's for public consumption. So download any data sets. You can look for a data set that is not so much, depending on your level of expertise, and practice with it. And at the end of the day, don't limit it to yourself alone. Put it on your status, create a YouTube channel for it, and let the world know what you are capable of doing, right? So analytics can help you to identify patterns and trends that we humans may miss because we are trying to multitask. And that way, it will even give us deeper insights. And these insights can also be updated in real time. So you always have the latest information at your fingertip at any point in time. So then again, analytics also supports forward-looking predictions, right? Real-time predictions, and that way it helps you to make more strategic decisions. Again, spreadsheets, like I said earlier on, they are static, but analytics is very dynamic. So when management asks what if question, when they ask you any kind of what if questions, analytics can provide the answer ASAP within a twinkle of an eye. And this is the strategic relevance that will make data analytics a game changer for us as professional accountants. Next slide. Another one that we have is cybersecurity. So gone are the days where you would imagine or think that cybersecurity is for a tech person. No. Cyber risk is financial risk. Financial data is highly targeted by cyber criminals. And because we handle sensitive financial data, cybersecurity awareness is no longer an option for us. It is now an essential. In fact, I've not really gone through the latest syllabus of ICAN, but I think it's cybersecurity awareness. If it's not, we're not even talking about the full details. I don't know if it is inside the syllabus. How we are able to protect client information, maintaining data integrity, and it's all of these things, protecting client information and maintaining data integrity. That is what helps us to build trust with our clients and with our management team or stakeholders. And that is also what helps to ensure compliance. So cybersecurity is not an IT thing. It is about how we are able to understand how to protect financial integrity, how we are able to protect data trust, making sure that the information that our clients have given to us is not exposed, right? How we are able to protect business continuity, because there are different types of attacks, of threats. There is ransomware, there is malware. We're not going into all of those details, right? So cybersecurity is a very crucial issue for us that we need to pay attention to, because that is what financial data is what most of the cyber criminals, that's what they always target. So then we also know that data breaches can result into significant financial losses. Data breaches, meaning that you maybe for whatever reason the customer, your client data or your customer data is exposed unnecessarily, and it is in you being careful with the way you manage your information. You don't just talk anyhow as an accountant, and you don't just expose client documents carelessly, even if it's on your laptop. Is it in a secured folder? Is your laptop properly secured? We're not going into detail, but I just thought to touch points on that. So as accountants, we play a very vital role in managing all of these risks that we're exposed to. And so now it's not about, even if you say you don't understand AI or you are not interested in AI, AI is interested in you indirectly because of the position that you hold in your office or in your organization. So we need to understand it so that we are able to manage risk through strong control, governance, risk management processes, and all of those things, right? So this image that you can see here just illustrates the concept of a digital security shield that is protecting financial data and also showing the importance of robust cybersecurity measures in any organization. Next slide. Next slide. So this is where most of us struggle. No, the previous one, please. Where most accountants struggle. The slide, yeah, this one. So, from this image on this slide, what does it show you? What does it show you rather? It shows a concerned looking professional. Maybe somebody is like this, that's listening to me right now. You put your hand on your chin and your hand is rested on your table and you are wondering what she's saying, right? So this slide is probably speaking to you. You're asking a lot of questions. You're afraid. I hope I will not be out of job soon, right? Fear of technology. You are anxious. You feel anxious about learning new things. Maybe some of us feel like, okay, I'm too old. I'm 60 plus. I'm 70 plus. I hear that a lot. Do you think I need this? Maybe it's for my team members. No. Knowledge does not it's not a respecter of persons. If our revered past chairman, Alhaji Jayola, can still be leveraging AI and harnessing the power to make impact and add value, then who are we to say that we are too young to harness or leverage the power of technology as its way? So because most of us, we feel so anxious about learning these new tools, and that alone is holding us back from embracing digital technology or digital transformation as its way. And some of us, we feel so overwhelmed by the sheer number of options that is available. Like I said, if you imagine or if you understand the number of AI, let me say, search engine related tools that you can harness you will just feel overwhelmed. But just look out for one, take one and run with it. You don't need plenty. And that is another thing that the technology has done to us. There is information overload. You are not sure where to focus your efforts, and that alone is leading into inaction. Some of us just, okay, this one is free, let me take it. This one is free, take it, take it. You take everything, and by the time you want to sit down to say, okay, what do I do? Overwhelm has finished you. You don't even know where to start from. You are asking, where do I start from? So balancing all of these workloads at times with the need to learn new digital technology, I know it's a major challenge, right, that we struggle with, but don't worry, I've got you covered. Next slide. We're going to be looking at that. Again, before we move on, I deliberately decided to put this slide there. Cost of standing still. Cost of standing still. In 5 years now, digital fluency will be as basic as Excel that we know. So before now, I'm sure, like, let's say like 5 years ago, or let me say 10 years ago, if you don't understand Excel, no organization will employ you, right, to be an ordinary accountant. I'm saying maybe like a low level, starting from the scratch. You know, it depends on organizations. Some have an accountant as their starting point. Some have treasury, among many other things. But what we're saying that in 5 years' time, digital fluency, even though you say you're an accountant, you are not IT person, will be as basic as what Excel is today, right? Because some people still see Excel as the alpha and omega of their job. So you are sitting on a long thing. So this chart here just shows you the career obsolescence, and it's the risk for different career stages. So we can see that the unaware stage has the highest risk as 95%, while the digital fluent stage has the lowest at 15%. This just goes to explain to us the gap between those who adopt and those who don't adopt. And that gap is gradually widening, is getting bigger and wider. And what does that mean? It means that digital fluency will soon become as fundamental as Excel proficiency for us. I'll repeat that. I'm saying that in fact, we're saying 5 years, it may not even be up to 5 years, that sooner than we can imagine, digital fluency will soon become very fundamental, just as Excel is. So the key message here is that the question is, again, not whether you should adopt it, but what you should, or not even adopt now, adapt. You know, there's a difference between adapt and adopt. Adopt is saying that, okay, ICAN has released new standard, or ISB has released new standard. You adopt it as an organization, right? It's now left for them to adapt it into whatever it is that they are doing. So there is no option for you to adopt. It's about whether you want to adopt, and it's not even a question of whether adapt or adopt. But how quickly can you position yourself for the future that is already here? It is not arriving, it is here. So this just helps us to understand the importance of developing digital skills and staying ahead of the curve so that we are not obsolete in our career. Next slide. And that will take us to the relevance equation. This relevance equation, I will not go into detail because of time, but I would explain to us so that we can understand. And if you look at it, we have three components: technical competence, which is core accounting skills, right? And we also have ethical agility. Then we have digital confidence. So it's possible that you can score 10-10 technically and still be very irrelevant. I'll repeat that. You can score 10-10 technically and you are still seen to be irrelevant. So what does the relevance equation speaks to? It's just like a framework that shows the key factors that is needed for you to stay relevant in the accounting profession. And this relevance equation is not even limited to the accounting profession. So what do we mean by technical competence? Having core accounting knowledge and skills. That's the foundation. But it is no longer enough on its own. So you will realize that some people are still ignorant and say, my goal this year is to become a chartered accountant. After them, what next? There are a lot of chartered accountants in the labor market, roaming around. They are confused. They don't know what to do. But you'll be asking, I thought they said when you charter, you will see job. This is not enough. You now need digital confidence. What is digital confidence? The ability to effectively use technology and data tools very well. That is what will multiply your value as an accountant or as a chartered accountant. You also need ethical agility. What does agility speak to? Agility is talking about speed, right? But it is not speed alone. It's speed with learning. And you know what that means? You are learning something without, you are learning something as fast as possible and not omitting any important detail. That is agility. So ethical agility is you now trying to maintain integrity while adapting to all of the new changes, all of the new challenges. Ethical agility is what will help you to sustain your trust, the perceived trust that people have in you as a chartered accountant, as a trusted auditor, or as a trusted financial consultant, as the case may be, depending. So remove any of these three factors and your overall relevance is zero, or it will just collapse. So this is just trying to give us like the three important components of relevance equation and why each of them is important, why it is very crucial. Next slide, so that we can look at the digital confidence. I'm trying to see how we can manage our time because of that network issues. So how can we build digital confidence? Many of us as accountants, as I said earlier on, we are already overwhelmed with the pace of the technological change. And it's just like our phone, WhatsApp. You wake up this morning, you will see an update. At times, I would look at my phone, maybe the previous morning, I have updated all of it's usually automated, right? But maybe if I don't have my wireless on and the apps are not updated, you will just realize that, okay, I thought I updated WhatsApp yesterday, or I thought WhatsApp was updated yesterday. Before you know it, it has been updated today. If you are now very observant, you will realize that some of the features, I'm just using WhatsApp as an example, some of those features have moved from where they used to be. That's the same thing with us. So whether we are aware or not, technology is moving. So we don't have to be overwhelmed. We just need to build this digital confidence. And it's just about taking small, consistent steps. And as you are taking those steps, you are celebrating yourself. You are celebrating the progress that you are making. You are not comparing yourself with Adebola, because Adebola did not start today. I started when nobody was seeing me. I started when I don't even have a clue, right? I just know that I am interested in this thing. I want to carve a niche for myself. I don't just want to be a chartered accountant. I want to be a chartered accountant with technical skills composure. Let me say that like that. Okay, so what is the first thing to do? Start with one tool. Start with one tool and master it very well. Master, so you can master as simple as ChatGPT, and you are training people on it. So you master ChatGPT. I remember that it's been almost 3 years now that AJ Silicon organized mastering ChatGPT for accountants at different levels. And it was looking like, is it not the ChatGPT that we are using? But a lot of people were thrilled. They marveled at what was learned in that room. So just pick one tool that you know you need, or that you know with what people are saying, let me know more about these things. Learn it very well before moving on to the next thing. Then step 2 is practice regularly. Dedicate time each week, at least 20 minutes per day, to explore and experiment. Explore and experiment. That is regular practice. The third thing you now need to do is join communities. Connect with peers that are already on that journey with you. You find them on Coursera, you find them on LinkedIn Learning, you find them on Udemy. Some of them are on YouTube, but there's not a community on YouTube. You find them on data communities. There is Accord, there is Slack, there is there's so many. I can't think of it right now, depending on what you want to specialize yourself in. But you can, Google is your friend, like I said. You can get any information from there. So now the fourth thing to do is share your learning. In learning, imagine if I have just consumed all of this knowledge and I keep it to myself. How would the world How will I even be better for it? Now, this slide, I prepared this slide last night, right? I leverage AI tools, and I did not spend so much time. I leverage AI to do all of this beautiful design, all the curve that you are seeing. I did not do it. I did not put a line. I just put a prompt, and voila, I have all of the slides that I want, right? Just did a very little work. So teaching others will reinforce your own understanding. Teach others. If you don't have anybody to teach, carry your phone in front of you and do video. Post it on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. Tag people to it. In the communities that you belong, that they may gain from that value or that thing that you have learned, put it there. Before you know it, they will call you. Right? Then celebrate your win. Anytime you have achieved something, acknowledge it, no matter how small it is. Your own win is another person's mountain. That's why some people are still struggling. And our competencies differ, right? Next slide. Next slide, next slide. Continuous learning. Continuous learning. Formal learning, informal learning. We have digital, we have, now let me even say, for formal learning, we have our MCPG. At least this one we are having today is a formal learning. We earn not only knowledge, but we also earn credit hours. And that is helping us to boost our professional relevance as its way. Pursue relevant certifications in data analytics. So I did AI, artificial intelligence consulting as far back as 2020. That was when I did it. And to the glory of God, I think it was 2022, I was called upon by ICAN through a recommendation to talk about AI. Then 2022, right? So why am I saying this? You just need to physically review your gaps. Where are you? Where do you go? What are the feedbacks that you are getting from your colleagues that you are turning away, that you are ignoring for whatever reason? Pursue a relevant certification in that weakness or in something that you love so much. There is Power BI, Microsoft Power BI analyst. There's a certification for it. There are a number of certifications that can boost our relevance as accountants. Excuse me. First, as an accountant, enroll in online courses. Coursera is your friend. Before now, I gained a lot of certifications there, free. Now it is no longer free. And then the free that I'm talking about is because I leverage some communities to get information that I can write an essay to get financial aid. The financial aid is still available now, but it is not as much as it used to be then. Now, financial aid will just give you 50%. Unlike then, it gives you 100%. So enrolling in courses, online courses, online platform, you have LinkedIn Learning is still there for us to leverage. Participate in webinar like these, virtual conferences. Then for informal, follow thought leaders on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram, right? Even on Facebook, there's some thought leaders there, depending on where you fellowship. So when I mean fellowship, where you stay to while away time. So let's not just be scrolling through social media aimlessly. Scroll through social media because you have some people that you want to hear from them today. You want to read what they have for you today. Join professional online communities. Subscribe to technology newsletters. Experiment with free trial version of softwares. Watch tutorial videos. Microsoft is also another beautiful community. They churn out a lot of webinars every week. They have free workshop, even physically on the island, that you can leverage. But what you know is what you know. Next slide. So what does thriving look like? What does thriving look like? It's seen to be a thriving accountant. Thriving accountant is that person who is able to make sense of uncertainty. This is the era of uncertainty. We are not sure of what will happen next year. We're not sure of what will happen even by mid-2026. But we want to move. We want to look at what is happening right now to stay relevant. So thriving accountants are not number crunchers anymore. Some of us still believe that we are number crunchers. There's nothing like that. No, leave that for AI. Let the AI do that for you. So thriving accountants are those that management listen to. So if you are in an organization where you feel like, it's every time they will be calling Jumoke, it's every time they'll be calling Jumoke, they are not calling me. Go and find out why they are calling Jumoke. Jumoke is actually making sense of some uncertainties. Jumoke is not just giving reports to the business. It's not just saying that we had 3 new staffs. What happened? What is the information? What is the insight about it? How is it impacting on our numbers, on our figures? Why is our customer retention very low? You are giving all of those details without them asking for it. And technology like AI would amplify that expertise for us. It's not replacing us. Rather, it's allowing us to focus on strategic analysis instead of just doing routine reporting or something. So the goal for us is to become a trusted advisor who is providing this financial strategy and guidance in an intentional way. So leverage technology, focus on high value analysis. That way, you are positioning yourself to be seen, not just for you to say. So it's one thing for you to tell people, it's one thing for me to say I'm a digital transformation coach, right? Because that is who I am. It's another thing for people to say, oh, she's a digital guru. She understands this thing very well. So let people see it. You don't do the talking, let people see it. So if you leverage technology, if you focus on understanding how AI tools impact your work, if you harness the power, then you are positioning yourself as an indispensable business partner that every management will rely on. Next slide. So the digital literacy advantage. So what does it mean to be digital literate? Because a number of us, and this is not to spite anyone, we are professionals, right? But we are data illiterate rather. What is data literacy? It's the ability to read, understand, work with, analyze, and communicate with data. I'm sure we'll get the slide so that we'll understand it better. So for us as accountants, it is about becoming as fundamental as understanding debit and credit. So beyond the debit and credit, why is it a debit? Why is it a credit? Now, organizations have a lot of data. You will see their pool of data sitting somewhere. They are drowning in data, but they are not on. They are starving for insights. You are sending reports to them. They are not making sense of it. It's just like auditors shall come. They will do whatever they want to do and give reports. Why don't you take it a step further and give them insights that will help them to know that, oh, there's fire on the mountain. Oh, we are doing well. Let us leverage more. We're doing 20% in this thing. Like, can we do 40%? Can we do 80%? So the accountant who can bridge this gap is the one that becomes indispensable. And what does that mean? You are able to translate complex data into actionable recommendations, right? You identify trends before they become problems. You challenge assumptions with evidence. Why is this thing negative? You drill down and you realize, and so you're not doing manual drilling down. You are drilling down with the use of AI tools, with the use of machine learning, and it's not rocket science. Sincerely, it is not rocket science. And I think it is because of this advantage that the ACCA has gone ahead to upgrade their certification. I run training on ACCA data analytics, and it's not to advertise, right? But just last week or this week, they just upgraded. Yeah, last week they upgraded their ACCA certificate in data analytics, and it is now ACCA in data analytics for finance professionals. It is before now, it is for anybody, like general professionals, anybody. Now it has been specially created for finance professionals. And I think that is a plus. They have understood the huge gap in that space. And that's why they've come up with that new curriculum. So build credibility through data-backed storytelling. You have to tell story with your numbers. So it's not enough to say, this month we did 20 million. Tell a story that they would not even know that. Are you analyzing my figure to me? Are you analyzing our present business situation to us? They would not even know, right? So let's move. Next slide. Okay, the ethics of AI. The ethics of AI, what's this speaking to? I'm not going to explain so much. We are ethical accountants, so we should know better. So using AI, like I think I said earlier on, that you don't say that because you have leveraged AI, that AI is the one that help you to make mistake. No. And that is again another thing that we fail to understand. That the fact that AI can do all of these things for us does not mean we should not have principal knowledge or background information. So if you as a data analyst, if you say you're a professional accountant and you don't understand data analytics well enough, but you know that Jenny.ai can analyze any data for you, and you just go ahead to leverage that AI tool for data analysis, you may be doing yourself a disservice, because when it is giving you wrong information, you may not know. And that is where ethics comes to play. So transparency. While AI can enhance all of our capabilities, we must maintain professional ethics and judgments. Understanding how all of these AI systems reach their conclusion so that we can explain them to our stakeholders. And you know that this thing is garbage in, garbage out. What you give is what you get. So you need to understand the principle of transparency. How is AI doing this thing? You can understand it. So there's a course, AI for Everyone. It's in Coursera by Andrew Ng. I think they have even upgraded it further. So just understand, what is this artificial intelligence? So don't just run to use ChatGPT and say you understand AI. No. What is the fundamental? What is the story behind artificial intelligence? Just know it, so that it will guide you when you are using it or when you are discussing with people. Then accountability. Maintaining professional responsibility for AI-assisted decision. Like I said, you have to be accountable for whatever it is that you are asking the AI to do for you. Then data privacy, protecting sensitive financial information when using all of these things. So if you know that your clients or you have sensitive financial data with you, you don't have to put their name out there. Anonymize it. Remove their name. Maybe it's ABC Nigeria Limited. You can change it to anything. Right? Any detail that you know would expose that organization, remove it from your detail. That is where our human context comes to play. That is where our human intelligence comes to play. That is why we will still be relevant as strategic advisors any day, anytime, if you have actually placed yourself at that level. Then there's also bias awareness. You need to understand, you need to recognize and know how to manage potential biases. And you will see this play out in recruitment firms, where they will just say it's the ATS, I mean the application tracking system, that did the selection for them, and at the end of the day, they have more females than male, or they have more people on the island than mainland, whereas they are looking for more people from the mainland, among many other things. So you need to have basic understanding of how to use AI responsibly and professionally as well. Next slide. Next slide. We are gradually coming to the end. So who is the strategic accountant of the future? And that means from 2026 to 2030, to say the least, to say the least, who is the strategic, or who is a strategic accountant of the future? Again, the future belongs to accountants who can sit at the strategy table, who can contribute meaningfully to business discussions, business directions, who would be able to report not just what happened, but you can shape what will happen next, who can predict that this is the situation or this is why this thing happened. Because as accountants, we have a unique opportunity to play a very strategic role in shaping the future of any organization that we work for. You know, because our expertise lies in financial data and analysis, that has given us a prime position to provide valuable insights that will drive any business direction forward. But are we leveraging it enough, right? It's not the era where people will still be, don't let anybody identify you as an accountant, ordinary accountant. You have to position yourself from this minute. Tell yourself, I'm a strategic partner in that organization that you work for. Why? Because you are contributing to high-level decision-making. And what are you using? Data. You are using the data. You are leveraging the power of data to give valued or informed business decision to the business. So what are the qualities? What are the profile? Data fluence. Data fluence. We talked about data literate, so I don't want to explain that again. Cyber awareness. We talk about cyber security, right? We talked about cyber security. Your knowledge about security threats. Again, there's also a course on, I think, Coursera. There are a lot of less than an hour courses on Coursera that we can leverage so that we can understand these things. It is not for anybody, it is for ourselves. So don't say that organization, they are not paying me well. Why should I? No, I have a lot of stories to share in that space. I have worked in organizations where what they are paying, the value that I'm adding is very high compared to what I am receiving as salary. But I did not allow that to stop me. So at any point in time that I'm about to leave, I will make sure that I have given them some of my bottom points. So when I'm leaving and they say, no, come and work for us. No, I'm not working because I've seen another organization that have identified my potentials. So it's in all of these things, all of this knowledge that will help us to position ourselves appropriately. AI assisted, be skilled in leveraging AI tools to enhance your productivity and accuracy of the job or the work that you're doing. Strategically minded, number 4, be focused on business insights. Be focused on forward-looking analysis. What are the things? So it's not enough for you as an internal controller or as an internal auditor to be interested in looking out for people that are carrying out small fraudulent activities. There are some big fraudulent acts or practices that have been buried into the system like 5 years back that no one is seeing it. If you are that strategic as an internal auditor, you can fish it out, leveraging the power of AI. Then be ethically grounded. For me to maintain a professional integrity in this automated world, in anywhere you find yourself. Next slide. The next slide is more like it, but it was intentional to have put it there. So what are the new digital, so let me not call it digital. What are the new skill stack for us as an accountant? Your accountant toolkits. Number 1, you have the data analytics and visualization. How you are able to transform numbers into compelling visual stories. Then you also have business storytelling. How you are able to communicate business insight that will drive action, that will drive informed decision. So there's something called data-driven decision, or what we say informed decision. It means that you're not just making decision, it is backed by facts and figures. That is what it means. And you are using stories to drive home that point for them. You are having there, and there are a lot of case studies out there that we can leverage. Then AI-assisted analysis, right? Then professional judgment, how you apply ethics and context to the technical situation at hand, right? Then cyber and data awareness. So this is just for us to know what kind of tool or tool sets we need to have. Next slide. Next slide. So beyond spreadsheets starts today. It starts now. Choose one tool. Like I've said this earlier on, but again, it's coming. Choose one tool. Select just one that you want to master. Don't try to learn everything at once. Number 2, commit to learning. There are a lot of block dedicated time weekly that you want to use to develop yourself intentionally. Apply them immediately and share your insight. Next slide. So this is the question some of us may be asking. Where do I start from? Where do I start from? This is a practical roadmap for you. So number 1, when we say beyond spreadsheets, it's not to say that spreadsheet is no longer necessary. So some of us that even know how to use Excel, how good are we with Google's Sheets? How good are you with Google Sheets? Because Google Sheet and Microsoft Office, Excel, they are related, they are similar, but Google Sheets have a lot of edge over Microsoft Excel. So strengthen your Excel knowledge, master advanced functions, pivot table, Power BI, Power Query. And there are a lot of functionalities, there are a lot of AI tools that have been infused into Excel. There is now Python, Excel with Python, and Python with Excel. Python is a programming language, right? Learn basic visualization. Power BI, start with simple chart and dashboards. All of that you can still leverage Excel, maybe the Microsoft 365 to learn it. Use AI for summary. An example is ChatGPT. Use it to deal with your what's it called now? To analyze your data. Use it to summarize your data, to analyze your data, so that you can have better understanding. And again, apply all of this knowledge, apply them immediately. Work on real life data or real life projects. That's why I mentioned cargo.com for us. Then the last point, share and refine, collaborate with others. If you know that there is somebody working on a data set that you have understanding about, why don't you accept it? Even though you say they are not sharing salary with you, it does not matter. You want to be a better person. So the overall message here is that data transformation is a gradual process. You will not end it overnight. But if you are taking this step by step, this ladder step by step, you can build these practical skills in no time and you'll be better for it. Next slide. So your next 30 days, next slide. Next slide. So this is more like a simple challenge for everyone on this call. That is like, no, please go back to your next 30 days. Your next 30 days. Yeah, thank you. So your next 30 days, starting from today, or maybe you want to say from tomorrow, 5th February, see it as your week 1. And what do you do? So this is a 30 days challenge for you. Research and explore all the available tools that is relevant to your work as an accountant. And you know that even though you're an accountant, some of us are tax accountants, some of us are auditors, some of us are in internal control, right? Look at all of the different aspects of accounts. If you want to go into all of those details, you will get overwhelmed immediately. But your specialty, your core competence, research and explore available tools that is relevant to you in that space. Week 2, choose one tool and complete a basic tutorial or a course on it. And there are a lot, right? A lot. You can even use YouTube. There are a lot of simple Excel that has, and again, even YouTube, you will see 5 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours courses. As long as you have data, you can download it and you're watching it bit by bit, bit by bit. The important thing is that for everything you are learning, you are taking notes. Then the week 3, apply the tool to a current work challenge or a project. Like I said, if you are in an organization where it's not challenging enough, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself by going online to get data. I just mentioned cargo.com because it's the easiest, but there are many other open source sites that you can get information from to work with. So when we are through by week 3, by week 4, share your results with your team members. Share it with your professional network. Some of us are aware that on YouTube, on LinkedIn, now you see upcoming data analysts sharing their projects. It could be their Power BI dashboard that they have worked on. It could be their Excel work. Whatever it is, your own money, your night may be another person's money, and your money may be another person's night. Do not compare yourself with anybody. Just design a goal for yourself and work on it as easy or as fast as you can move, not working under any form of influence, right? Then 1 month from now, I can assure you that you will be more capable, or let me even say you'll be more confident digitally compared to where you are today. So the choice is yours, what you want to do. The choice is yours. But just know, like I said, in just 1 month, you can become more skilled than you are today. Next slide. So these are recommended learning resources. Next slide. These are recommended learning resources. I mentioned it already, but because for some of us that may not be on the call and would access the replay or the slides, it's so that the webinar will be more resourceful. That's why I had to list all of this there. So online platforms, Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, accounting focus sites, a lot of places online that you can get information from. Then even ChatGPT can even help you. You can learn with ChatGPT. ChatGPT can teach you data analytics. It can teach you any course. And I'm sure some of us know that all of these AI platforms, they can teach you anything that you want to learn. So you know that with Duolingo, you can learn how to speak in French. You can learn how to speak any language, any foreign language that you want to, just by the side, right? Then professional bodies, ICAN, ACCA, AICPA, industry communities that will help you. There are a lot of forums. Some of us are ICAN members and we're not on LinkedIn, ICAN LinkedIn groups, right? That is a disservice because there might be some informations that will be shared there that you may not even get anyway. It could even be WhatsApp community of ICAN or WhatsApp channel of ICAN. Some of us are not there and we are saying, what did ICAN do for me? You know, there are a lot of informations out there. How are we positioning ourselves? Then there's also vendor training. Like I said, a lot of these software providers, they organize free trainings like Microsoft, Sage, QuickBooks. They organize trainings that we can leverage on. And that is what has also helped me with Microsoft, some of the certifications that I have from Microsoft. Next slide. Next slide. So we are there. So the future accountants is not less important. They are just more intelligent. Future accountant does not have two heads. It's one head that was very intentional to be well strategically positioned. See all the tautology that I'm speaking. So the key point here is that accountants who thrive, there will not be those that resist change or those that are blindly adopting all of these new AI tools. But there will be those that will thoughtfully integrate technology with professional judgments, integrating technology into what you are doing. The accountant that will thrive will be those that will use data to tell compelling stories so that they are able to bring both their technical competence and their human wisdom to every decision that they are placing before their clients or before their stakeholders. So this slide is just to tell you that the accountant of the future will need to adapt and evolve their skills so that they can become relevant, so that they can become important. So if you see the city, this image that I have here, you see that it looks like a modern city skyline. What does that speak to? It speaks to a sense of new beginning, a sense of hope and opportunity for the future accountants. So the overall message for you is that the accountant of the future can be you, if only you are willing to embrace the changes and the challenges ahead of you. Next slide. And on that note, I would like to draw the curtain for today's session. So we can continue the conversation on any of the platforms. I'm on LinkedIn. I have a website that I also speak to, and I also have a data guardian group on LinkedIn where I speak to data, the relevance of data for professionals, to mention a few. So thank you, Queen Mother Ujum, for this opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Agusu, for having me. Thank you, Mr. Balogun. It's been a pleasure on this call, and apologies once again for the network glitches. It was beyond my control. Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Can we give a thumb up for Madam Adebola for this beautiful delivery? A thumb up for her, please. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the questions and answers session, as a moderator, let me just go through the summary of what Madam Adebola Odeyemi has mentioned to us in the last 1.5 hours. So she modified the topic a bit by saying beyond spreadsheets, how accountant can thrive in the age of AI and data analytics. So what she says is that we have to move beyond the current spreadsheet, Excel, that we are currently using. So as accountants, we have to move from mere data, into looking at the insights and the strategic values we can derive from those data. Then we have to move from efficiency to intelligence. We have to move from reporting to strategic partnership. Then she posed two questions to us. Relevance of accounting profession in 2020. So we all answered in the affirmative that we are still relevant even in 2030. Then how relevant is it going to be? So those that will be relevant are those who have taken into AI. So you are not yet part of AI, you might not be relevant in 2030 or any moment from now. Then she also told us that we have to move from Excel to data analytics. We have to move from spreadsheet to AI. Then spreadsheet cannot answer further questions. And she gave us a scenario of what we were yesterday, what we are supposed to be today, and what we are supposed to be tomorrow. So yesterday we were bookkeepers, just doing reporting and just focusing on compliance. As of today, we are data interpreters. We are focusing on analysis and acting as advisors. But tomorrow and in the nearest future, we are supposed to have strategic intelligence. We are supposed to be able to predict, and we are supposed also to support decision making. So our focus moving upstream is we are not hired to prepare numbers, but we are to explain, we are to challenge and guide the decision making. Then she also told us that beyond spreadsheet does not mean that we have to abandon our debit and credit principles. It means that we have to use technology to elevate our thinking. So the goal of AI is not to replace accountants, but to amplify their strategic impacts. So she also said that AI is already here. We are already having accounting software automation. We're already having AI-assisted reporting. We're having anomaly detection. And there is global acceptance of AI because 70% of global companies have adopted AI. So any professional who has ignored AI are behind the curve. So that means you are behind your other colleagues. So what are the risky gaps? So we need to build AI-related capabilities. We need to have continuous learning and development. We need to have strategic investments in training. Then the AI accounting market, according to her, has experienced exponential growth. As of 2024 is about 4.8 billion USD. And we are going to be looking at about 97 billion USD in 2033. So she has also told us some of the AI accounting tools, ChatGPT, Copilot, Power BI, accounting software, then forecasting tools. Then from our lectures, towards the end, she mentioned to us what is thriving, because part of the topic is thriving. So who is a thriving accountant? A thriving accountant is somebody who is data-driven, is somebody who allows AI to assist him, although he's not replaced by AI. So what that means is that we must not copy whatever we have from AI into it. So AI is just to assist us in doing our work. Then a thriving accountant is also advisory focused. They are not task-bound. Then a thriving accountant is trusted, but is not just efficient. Then towards the end, she mentioned the practical roadmap. So we need to strengthen our Excel by moving further into pivot tables, Power Query. We need to learn basic visualization. We need to use AI summaries. We need to use ChatGPT to summarize our data. Then we need to apply whatever we have learned immediately using real-life projects. Then finally, we need to share and refine. We need to collaborate with others. Then she also mentioned some recommended learning resources. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the major question that we have received from a lot of our members today is, are we going to share this paper? Definitely, the answer is yes. So we are going to share the papers to all the attendees, both on Zoom and those of us who have joined via YouTube. So at the last count, we have close to 2,000 attendees for this particular seminar. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the question and answer session. Madam Adebola Adeyemi, we have 5 critical questions here because most of the questions are just asking us to whether we are going to share the papers with them. So, Madam, I don't know, I want to read out the questions that we have here. Then subsequently, you provide your response to those questions. So the first question here, Ma, is how accurate is AI and robotics in handling bank reconciliation? That's the first question I'm having here. How accurate is AI or robotics in handling bank reconciliation? Madam, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Good, ma'am. So the second question, how does AI handle data privacy and security?
Okay.
How does AI
Okay, do you
handle
want me to
data
answer it
privacy?
one by one?
No, just take them, then you provide all the answers together. I think I have about 5 here.
All right.
Then number 3, there are some organizations that will tell you that the use of AI, especially in research work in academic institutions. So how do we navigate that? That you cannot use AI, especially when you are doing research work in academic institutions, like you are copying, you are doing plagiarism. So how do we navigate this? How do we go out beyond this? People think when you use AI, you are copying. So how do we navigate this? Then the fourth question is, although you have given this, maybe they want you to repeat it. What is the website to practice data analytics? You give us a particular website where they can do practice data analytics. And the last one, what are the advantages of CISA certification by accountants now and in the future? What are the advantages of CISA certification, especially for accountants now and in the future? So, madam, those are the 5 questions. You can attempt to give your response. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you so much for all the questions. I'm trying to take note of them, but maybe I will just answer as I remember. And or you can remind me the very first question so that the person does not feel left out. I didn't pick the first one because I wanted to answer it then. Can you help me with that?
Yes, the first question, ma, is how accurate is AI and robotics in handling bank reconciliation? Did you get that, ma?
Okay. Yes, very well. I get that question. Okay. So accuracy and integrity is for you as a professional, right? Let me say that first. So it depends on the kind of information that you give to it. There are 2 things. There is data minimization and anonymization. So if you are anonymizing, meaning that you are trying to cover the real identity of that bank or that organization, you will need to cover it to the level that it will still be able to give you reasonable information. That is one. Minimization, meaning that you should not give it too much of information. Give it what will help it to deliver the result that you're expecting. So if all of those 2 things are well taken care of, you should have adequate and accurate reports. And again, the major part of the output or the result that you will get lies in your prompting. It lies in your prompt engineering. How good are you with asking the right questions? Even though you are saying that, okay, it's just bank reconciliation. Yes, you need to ask it that question that you are looking out for. You know, there was a time we were looking at presented check and post-dated check and all of those things. No, we have left that era. So what kind of reconciliation are you looking to do with the AI tool is what you need to pay attention to. And I would also want to advise that everybody should understand prompt engineering. So if you know how to prompt correctly, it will give you the kind of results that you're expecting. So everything lies with you. It's on how you're able to give it the right inputs that will determine your output. Thank you. So that is that. I hope that answers the question. And again, 100%, you cannot expect 100% accuracy from an AI tool. Especially if you are using the free version. I would like to say this because many times we want to use freemium to get premium. We want to use free resource to get premium results. It's not going to work. So if you want to enjoy premium benefits, then you need to leverage premium tools. So you know that AI, the quality of output that you will get from a ChatGPT on a free version is totally different from the kind of version or the kind of report that you will get using the paid version. And the paid version have different levels. So if you are using it for work, then you want to invest in it. Thank you. I hope that answers the question so that I don't over answer the question. So the next question I get is how can we use systems? I just make down the point. Please, you still help me, sir, with the question.
The second question is, how does AI handle data privacy and security?
Okay, so I think I mentioned that already. How does AI handle data and security? Again, if you're working on a document that you do not want AI to save for you in any way, both on ChatGPT, both on Gemini, there is a session for, it's either you see incognito window in Gemini, meaning that you want to have a temporary chat with it. So that way, whatever information you are feeding into it, it's not stored anywhere. Then also on ChatGPT, there is temporary chats. You also leverage that so that at the end of the day, it's not exposing your data. But the biggest risk here is not the AI, but how is what you feed into it. So the key controls there that you don't input confidential clients or company data into public AI tools. As long as it is not customized for your organization, don't impute any kind of confidential or sensitive information. And I think it's still like the last question. Use anonymized data for your testing or for your learning or for whatever it is that you are doing with it. Then also you want to classify the data that you're working with. Is it public? Meaning that if it's something that anybody can use, fine. Is it internal or is it confidential? So if you know that if you want to email the data externally, then don't paste it on AI. If you know that that data that you're working with, you cannot email it externally, that means to third party, then don't even bother putting it on AI. And AI, again, is just to support our judgment. It's not to do the whole work. So treat it like a first draft, not like your final answer. And make sure that you are validating the numbers, you are validating the assumptions, the conclusion that is bringing to you, you are validating it. Then also try to maintain what we call audit trail for decision making, especially where you are relying on AI. You know, they will say that AI can only recommend, but accountability still lies with you as the human, right? So that is very important. Then don't also understand, you know, we have a lot of regulations, we have a lot of frameworks that guide the use of AI. Make sure that you understand it very well. Make sure that you have a clear understanding of the AI usage policy, what is allowed, what is prohibited, so that you are not falling victim, right? So I think that is basically it. Yeah, I don't know if I answered that question as expected.
You've done justice to it, ma'am.
All right, sir. Thank you. So,
the next question is saying the website to practice data analytics. I think you have mentioned that we are going to.
I mentioned that KAGGLE, cargo.com. KAGGLE, cargo.com.
Okay. Then the last one, ma.
Yes, sir.
What are the advantages of CISA certification for accountants now and in the future? That was the last question.
Advantages for accountant for CISA. Well, you know that CISA is a certified information system auditor. Yes, it has it's a global certification that is I think is awarded by ICAN, and it speaks to information system, IT governance, risk management, and control assurance. So it helps us to expand our traditional accounting skill set, as it were. You know, we are known to be masters of internal control, risk assessment, governance, compliance, and all of those things. So CISA will just help you to build on that foundation. It will help you to understand it very well to the point that you become an expert. So it positions you more for IT audits, IT risk, or IT assurance leadership role or job opportunity. So instead of maybe saying auditing only financial records, as a CISA holder, you can audit ERP security control, you can assess management systems, you understand change management logs, you will understand cybersecurity risk framework, and the rest. So in short, it just enhances your employability and your career resilience. Let me just put it that way. It helps you, and for those that are consultants, it strengthens your advisory capabilities. Yeah.
The last one I'm not delved on, the use of AI for academic work, vis-a-vis looking at it as plagiarism.
Okay, so because I'm also running an MBA program, I still use AI, and that's the truth. And I think this question I've answered it indirectly in the second to this very question. So you can use AI. In fact, I went for a training at the US Consulate Embassy on AI for educators, and they made it clear to us that everybody is using AI. In fact, they formalize it more in developed countries than Nigeria, right? Because we're in Nigeria, so I would just compare it to Nigeria. So, and that is to say that there is no new thing under the sun. There is nothing that somebody wants to do that has not been done. But you are just putting Adebola to it. You are putting your personality to it, and that is context. So if you are given a project or you have an assignment to do, you want to use ChatGPT as an example to have an understanding of what you are meant to do. Then you now bring it out. That would be like your first draft. Then you now bring it out and begin to understand it. Then with that, you now add your expertise to it. You add your wealth of experience to it. You add your own understanding to it. That way, it will no longer be seen as an AI generated response or generated information. Then maybe because of laziness, and this is not to encourage laziness, there are also some sites that whenever you get your information, whenever you get your output from AI or example ChatGPT, you can take it to such sites like Turnitin. Turnitin is an AI tool as well that detects plagiarism and AI generated content, and it does not just detect it, it goes as far as helping you to rewrite it. But again, human context is very important. Whatever AI gives you is just assisting you. You still need to put in the work. And that is why I don't agree with people when they say that AI it makes you lazy. You still need to put in the work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our own Madam Adebola Odeyemi, FCA. So the ladies and gentlemen, can we do another thumb up for Madam for these beautiful responses? A thumb up for Madam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our time is fast spent. We started over 2 hours ago. So I want to yield the floor now to the chairman of Entrepreneurship Development Committee, our own Dr. Dickiness Unjum Unenaya Uma Yemenam, FCA, to give the vote of thanks. Madam, the floor is yours, ma'am. You are not audible, ma. You can unmute and speak.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mrs. Adebola Odeyemi FC. Thank you. You've actually kept us all engrossed. We've enjoyed listening to you. We've learned a lot from you. You've given us really practical steps of thriving in the world of AI today. So you can see that we had a lot of questions. The questions actually show that we listened, we learned from you, and thank you so, so much. And my distinguished colleagues, all my professional colleagues here, and everyone who has also decided to join us to learn, we thank you for coming to learn and so for coming to make our session quite interesting and engaging. And so we're here to conclude this impactful webinar. And I extend all my gratitude and the gratitude of the 61st President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants to everyone who has attended this webinar. Our gratitude also to our facilitator, Mrs. Adebola A. Adeyemi, FCA, for her enlightening session. We have learned today that AI will not replace accountants, but accountants with AI knowledge will replace those without AI. Those of us here today, we can count ourselves worthy that we have AI knowledge. So nobody's going to replace us. We can only do better on our jobs. Our profession is shifting clients, and our clients' demands insights from us. Our stakeholders require analytics and forward-looking questions, need powerful tools. The relevance of accountants now rests on 3 pillars. What are those 3 pillars? Our technical competence, our ethical agility, and our digital confidence. Excelling in one alone is not enough. We must embrace all 3 to remain future ready. AI and data analytics are not threats, but they are opportunities. From tools like all the tools that she has mentioned to us, the ChatGPT, the Copilot, the Power BI, forecasting software, to cybersecurity, vigilance. The message is very clear for each and every one of us. Standing still carries the risk of career obsolescence. Standing still, it carries the risk of career obsolescence. So let us commit to continuous learning. The Entrepreneurship Development Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, your institute, is committed to this for you, and we'll bring in more sessions like this and even more robust sessions like this to ensure that you continue to learn. I am learning as we come into all those webinars, and you are also learning, you are gaining capacity. So as we all commit to continuous learning, as we build digital confidence step by step, and we leverage on technology ethically to elevate our work, accountants who embrace these changes will not only thrive, but lead in shaping the future. So, on this note, I will say a final thank you to all for participating, and may we continue to uphold the excellence of our accounting profession as chartered accountants. Thank you, Mr. Balogun Shakiru. Thank you, Secretariat. Thank you for making this, all the board members of the Entrepreneurship Development Committee. You made this happen, and so I want to thank you. And everyone who has been here listening, both on Zoom and on the YouTube, thank you so much. So look out for us. We hope to come to you every month. So look out for us and go and practice what you have learned so that together we'll win our world. God bless us all. Goodbye.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Chairman. You are a visionary leader indeed. All these are just the handiwork of your prayer on us to do it well. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this well thought out webinar. So thank you all for being part of the success story. So I will now call on the technical to give us the ICAN and national anthem.
Let's go right and found of treasure in triumph of an array, standing stronger in harmony, building a land together. Dreams of a founding fathers, we are striving to attain our roots and values that we share through all ages be sustained. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Noble ICAN, noble ICAN, your accuracy we cherish. We uphold your integrity.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. It's all over. Very much, ma. I will call you soon.
Bye, everyone.